Warm evening settled gently across our balcony, casting amber glows over crystal glasses, polished silver, vibrant tulips. Delicate notes of jazz drifted through open windows, blending into fading twilight. Everything felt perfect, until Sierra spoke. Her voice, usually soft, serene, now sounded unfamiliar, cold, distant. "I've been thinking," she began, fingers trailing lazy circles along linen tablecloth. I nodded, unaware of the bomb about to explode. "I love what we have, but curiosity grows. Monogamy feels limiting lately. Maybe exploring options could help." Her tone remained calm, rehearsed, like she'd practiced this in mirrors, over coffee, under covers beside someone else. Silence swallowed seconds. I blinked. "An open relationship?" I finally asked, trying to mask disbelief beneath neutrality. Internally, storms brewed. She sipped wine, crimson lipstick staining rim, replying casually, "Just for fun. No attachment. Pure freedom. Trust, right?" Trust? That word struck harder than any slap could. 5 years, built through laughter, growth, heartbreak, forgiveness, reduced instantly to fun. 5 Christmases, dozens of birthdays, hospital visits, job losses, promotion parties, all memories suddenly negotiable? "You've seen someone," I guessed, instinct sharpening every syllable. Her eyes flinched, tiny betrayal giving everything away. Hesitation, brief yet loud, screamed guilt. "Elijah," she admitted eventually, whispering like secrecy would soften daggers. My chest tightened. Muscles froze. A name, unknown, now carved scars across places only she had touched. "When?" My voice surprised even me, calm, distant, hollow. "Last month, only once. We kissed. Nothing more. Just energy." I needed to understand myself better. Excuses. Beautifully framed, dishonestly delivered. Candles between us flickered as if offended. "You cheated," I said flatly, not as accusation, but statement. "I didn't lie," she defended. "I'm being transparent now." Now? After decisions, betrayal, selfish moments carried out behind backs? Now, honesty mattered? I stood up slowly, chair scraping tile like judgment itself. Sierra reached toward me, but I stepped backward. "You're serious about this? About seeing others?" She blinked rapidly. "I'm not leaving you. I'm offering evolution." Evolution? Love wasn't some tech startup needing reinvention. So, while I planned future vacations, house hunting, possibly even rings, you tangled tongues with strangers? Face paling, she responded quietly, "I thought you'd understand. I didn't expect this reaction." Of course she didn't. Because deep down, she counted on love blinding me. "You're right," I said, collecting jacket, ignoring knot forming inside. Throat. "You didn't expect respect in return." Tears filled her eyes. "Please don't throw everything away over one mistake." Mistake? No. That word implies accident. What she did was intentional, repeated mentally, physically. I opened door, pausing momentarily. "Sierra, I loved you. Enough to remain faithful." Apparently that was foolish. I walked away, refusing to glance backward. Behind me, shattered illusions wept quietly beneath candlelight. Rain slashed pavement violently as I wandered through dim alleys, unmoored. Neon signs blurred into rivers beneath streetlights, their glow mocking clarity I lacked. Every heartbeat echoed her betrayal, each memory stabbed harder. I didn't just lose trust, I lost foundation. Phone buzzed relentlessly. Calls, messages, voicemails, ignored them all. Ghosting someone I once adored felt unnatural, yet necessary. I ducked inside a late-night diner, drenched, shivering, searching escape from thoughts chasing shadows behind eyelids. Counterstool squeaked beneath me. Waitress approached, pouring black coffee without asking. She smiled, said nothing. Her silence comforted more than Sierra's rehearsed apologies ever did. Steam rose. I stared into that mug, hoping answers would swirl upward. How did we arrive here? Our relationship wasn't perfect. Nothing is. but it was real. Built through consistency, sacrifice, unspoken understanding. I supported her through grad school, held her during panic attacks, stayed awake during family emergencies. Was all that invisible to her? Outside, thunder cracked. My reflection in the window looked foreign, disillusioned, drained, colder. Stranger beside me struck conversation. Bearded, middle-aged, smelling faintly of bourbon. "Rough night?" he asked. I nodded. "Lost someone I thought I knew." He chuckled dryly. "People don't change. They reveal." That stuck. Leaving bills under my plate, I wandered toward sunrise. Every block stretched longer than the last, but my mind moved faster, weaving through past moments, searching clues I missed. Her absences. Sudden gym sessions, new lingerie, strange playlists. Love blinded me. By noon, I found myself outside Julian's place, best friend since childhood, voice of reason whenever I spiraled. He opened door instantly, already knowing something cracked. She, "Told you?" he asked. "You knew?" My jaw clenched. She confessed last week, swore she'd never act again, begged me not to say anything. Betrayal multiplied. Even he? "You kept quiet?" I asked, trying to suppress the tremor in my voice. She threatened harm, said she'd break. I panicked. No excuses now. I stormed out. Needed distance from every accomplice, enabler, weak soul in my orbit. Over next days, silence stretched cruelly. I changed routines, deleted photos, blocked contacts, but pain doesn't obey willpower. Nights brought insomnia. Dreams replayed her laugh, touch, lies. I filled hours with meaningless tasks, organizing drawers, scrubbing tiles, lifting weights until my arms trembled. Eventually, she appeared at my doorstep, eyes swollen, hair undone, voice hoarse. "I miss you," she whispered. I said nothing. I was stupid. Elijah meant nothing. I panicked. I didn't want to lose myself. "You did anyway," I replied, calmly. She sobbed. Knees hit concrete. Rain started again. She didn't flinch. "Please, don't go. I'll cut everyone off. I'll do therapy, whatever you want. Just stay." "I wanted us, Sierra. You wanted experiences. You were my everything," she screamed, fists hitting pavement. "No," I whispered, stepping inside. "If I were, you wouldn't have needed anyone else." Door closed softly. Morning broke noiselessly. Curtains fluttered beside half-open windows, letting muted sun rays crawl across bare wooden floors. My apartment, though familiar, felt hollow, echoing emptiness she left behind. Weeks passed. Routine became armor. Gym, office, groceries, sleep. Feelings buried beneath caffeine, deadlines, headphones blaring angry lyrics. Colleagues noticed. Offered advice, drinks, blind dates. I nodded, smiled, dismissed them. Healing isn't a checklist. It's messy, personal, slow. One afternoon, inbox pinged. Subject line: "From Sierra." Clicking hesitantly, I scanned paragraphs drenched in regret. Desperation, longing. Apologies filled each sentence. Descriptions of her therapy sessions, late-night breakdowns, journals scribbled with what ifs. I reread everything. Then again. Emotions warred inside, rage, sadness, nostalgia. She ended with, "If you ever miss anything, my laugh, our kitchen dances, stupid beach songs, meet me at Haven Street, Thursday, 6 p.m., that place. First kiss, during downpour, both laughing, hysterically under broken umbrella." Thursday came. I debated endlessly. Should I go? Should I let old scars reopen? But curiosity, that damned itch, won. Haven Street hadn't changed. Same ivy-covered benches, distant violinist playing near corner, bakery's sugary scent filling air. She stood under street lamp, hair tied back, wearing sweater I forgot she owned. Simple, beautiful, haunted. When our eyes met, neither spoke immediately. Eventually, "Thanks for coming," she said, voice barely audible. I shrugged. You asked. Didn't expect you to show, she admitted. Silence returned. Heavy, loud. Still, with him? I asked. Her face tensed. No. That ended quickly. Meant nothing. I believed her. She reached into coat pocket, pulled out envelope. Letters. Everything I couldn't say. I accepted reluctantly. I'm not asking for another chance, she continued. Just closure. We sat, talked, laughed once, about that awful vegan pizza incident in college. Strange how familiarity lingers. But something shifted. Her smile no longer felt magnetic. Her voice, once addictive, now echoed differently. You really loved me? She asked, eyes wet. I nodded. Still do? I paused. I loved who you were. Pain flickered across her expression, but she understood. Walking home, I didn't cry. I didn't feel broken anymore. Just free. That night, I burned her letters, not out of spite, but finality. Ashes floated upward, carrying fragments of everything we couldn't fix. In place of bitterness, peace settled quietly. Spring arrived slowly. Buds opened across trees like quiet promises. Morning walks replaced sleepless nights. Books replaced bitterness. Bitterness faded. I started seeing reflections of myself again. Not the shattered version post-Sierra, but something stronger, wiser, calmer. Coffee tasted richer. Silence stopped screaming. Even loneliness lost its bite. One weekend, I traveled. No plan, no itinerary. Just boarded a train, watched cities blur. Ended up in coastal village, cliffs dropping into cerulean waters, gulls slicing skies with sharp cries. Locals smiled easily. Nobody knew my history, my scars, my name. Clean slate. There, I met someone, Amira. Not a rebound, not a replacement, just a woman with questions in her eyes and stories tucked between freckles. She painted, spoke 4 languages, wore mismatched socks. We shared wine on a rooftop overlooking crashing waves, laughed over childhood embarrassments. She never asked about Sierra. She didn't need to. I didn't bring up betrayal, didn't unpack wounds. She wasn't a therapist, and I wasn't seeking rescue. Something gentle grew. No pressure, no expectations. Just shared sunrises, awkward dancing, slow-cooked meals. Eventually, I told her, not everything, just enough. She listened, didn't judge, just said, "You stayed kind. That's rare." Her words lingered. Back home, Sierra reached out once more. Birthday message. Short, polite, unassuming. I replied simply, "Thank you. Hope you're well." And I meant it. Forgiveness doesn't always mean reconciliation. Sometimes it's a quiet nod from across time saying, "I've moved on." One afternoon I passed our old restaurant where everything unraveled. A new couple sat where we once did, laughing, holding hands, beginning. I didn't flinch. Later that day, Amira sent a photo, canvas filled with swirling colors, indigo cliffs, amber clouds, distant silhouettes standing still. Caption read, "You inspired this." I smiled. Love returned. Not identical, not immediate, but real. Built differently, built honestly. Pain carved space inside me, but didn't win. Growth bloomed there instead. I kept Sierra's final voicemail. Just 1 minute, recorded weeks after our last conversation. She cried, said goodbye, apologized one last time, thanked me for teaching her about stability. I never deleted it, not from sentiment, but reminder of strength, boundaries, survival. Now I cherish the quiet, the stillness, the freedom of choosing peace over chaos. I don't chase adrenaline anymore. I choose steady hands, warm glances, someone who understands that loyalty isn't boring, it's brave. So when people ask about heartbreak, betrayal, open relationships gone wrong, I don't relive tragedy. I remember walking away, in rain, from someone I thought I'd marry, and how in that moment I finally chose myself.